What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just notes that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total. And the offer ends in the end of March. Anyways, let's talk about the market. So right now, Tesla's holding its key support despite a small little pullback as we open, which is what we were expecting. I said Tesla may be retesting this trend line before it tries to bounce, and so far we're holding supports. So we're still holding this big blue trend line of support, and the question now remains what's going to happen from this point on. So I'll talk more about that over the next couple of minutes. Let's first talk about some news. So we had some big news that's come out. Wedbush has once again increased its price target for Tesla, seeing a $2 trillion valuation by the end of 2025. So Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives has raised his price target on Tesla to about $550 a share from $515, and he's keeping an outperform rating for the company. They also mentioned that there's growing confidence in Tesla's demand delivery story for 2025, along with fast tracking autonomous vehicles under the Trump administration. He mentioned that the next 4 years are going to be a total game changer for Tesla. Autonomous driving is going to continue to improve, and then that alone is worth at least $1 trillion. So AI and autonomous opportunities are worth over $1 trillion for Tesla, and he fully expects that Tesla is going to be taking advantage of these opportunities. So they're very, very excited about very solid demand for 2025 and the AI growth that is coming. This is the official tweet from Dan Ives himself. You guys can see it right over here. Wedbush are raising their price target on Tesla from $515 to $550 a share as they have growing confidence in the demand delivery. So very, very bullish news. Very awesome to see as things are developing. I can't wait to see what else the future holds. Now, I also want to mention that at least for today, we have the bond auction coming at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kind of minor data, nothing too crazy is left for the rest of the day. And now let's talk about what's happening with the share prices of all these different companies. So as far as Tesla goes, we're a little bit lackluster. We're actually down about 0.6%, a little bit below how the market's performing. So it's a little bit weaker on that end because of a lot of news that came out since yesterday that was more negative with the shifts coming to the EV charging and EV mandates. So not the best of news for them as we're starting to see funding shifting away from their benefits. And then there was also that news about the probe that is still putting Tesla under investigation because of what happened with their smart summon feature. I already went over all this news yesterday, which is why I'm not going to go over everything in full detail today. But just know there's a lot of bad news that's been dragging Tesla a little bit down. That's why Tesla's a bit more lackluster. Despite that, we're still holding support very, very well. And there's a good chance we're going to try to continue to do this. So my view is very simple for Tesla. As long as we don't lose this support right over here at this 414-ish area, this is where our 50 EMA is right over here. As long as we don't end up like collapsing and losing this, Tesla is favoring that it might dip a bit and then continue to slowly push for the 430s and eventually much higher levels, especially next week as we have earnings coming out most likely. So this is looking very, very bullish. Nice looking setup with this accumulation. And as long as we hold this blue trend line of support, Tesla will slowly inch its way up towards the 430s and try to climb slowly. It's doing a good job so far, so let's just hope that this support holds. If we were to lose 414, I will be a little bit more concerned for 410. And if that fails, we're looking for 402 or below. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, Tesla is still more bullish. It's technically on a slow uptrend, despite the fact that it's somewhat in the red. It's very choppy right now. So we're looking at 418 as the main support. And then this resistance happens to be at 424. Once again, we're stuck in between. So give this some time to develop. And we're still doing a good job. Looking at SPY, guys, my prediction was 100% correct about how we were heading towards all-time highs on SPY. We're still heading towards this, but I do want to say we have to be a little careful the higher we go. SPY will get very close to 608, and then once we're at 608, be a little bit careful because we're known for chopping between 608 and 604. So if we do see sideways price action like this, we might see some chop before it tries to break out higher. Or if we don't break out higher, if we can't break 608, we turn back down. So it depends on 608. But overall, I do anticipate that we could push a little bit more and then see some consolidation up here. Overall, SPY is still more bullish. It's still favoring more upside, and we could try to go a little higher. For the QQQ, We hit 533. If we hold above this, we're looking for an attempt for 535. We're very close to all-time highs on the triple Q. If we end up losing 530, we're looking for 528, but this is still favoring that it might slowly inch closer towards 535 to fill this imbalance, and we look a little bit more bullish. Now, we're approaching some tough resistance around 535, so if we do pump all the way up to all-time highs, there could be a lot of chop up there, but for now, we do favor bulls a little bit more, and we could try to continue to push. Now, the Russell 2000 struggled to break past 230. We need to break that to continue to push. If we can't, this could be at risk of returning back down to 227. So watch your levels just to be safe. On ES, we look a bit more bullish. We're at 61.34. If we break that, we're looking for 61.60. There's a big range. There's a big range right here between 61.25 and 61.68. So I think ES could push a little bit higher for 61.50, and then we're going to see a lot of shuffling around that area. So expect more upside and some shuffling once we hit our key resistance. So far, ES favors the upside as futures look bullish. NQ is looking bullish. It hit my 22,000 price target. I've been saying this since like last week as we had that inverse head and shoulders. So we could be going up to about 22,000 to 22,100. We'll see if we break resistance up there. If we do, we will continue to push. It looks a bit more bullish for now, so give it some time to develop. Bitcoin is looking kind of flat right now. I want to see if we could try to get back above 104,000. If we do, we could be looking for a bounce for 106,000. So it's still looking more bullish. Looking at Nvda, we're looking bullish. We did a good job at breaking out right here. We had that bullish news involving the increases coming to investments for the powering of our AI data centers. That was good news that just came out. And I think that we could be forming a nice cup here. So if we were to lose 144, we're looking for support to be right over here, closer to the lower 140s. As long as we're above 144, we're favored that we might try to slowly get up to about 150. So we look a bit more bullish to me. Tesla's also trying to get bought up a little bit. It's still kind of lackluster, but just know we're holding support nicely. So as long as we're above this blue trend line, we remain more bullish. Apple's been trying to base at 220, which is a good sign. This could be a sign that Apple may try to bounce, and we could be looking for a price target of 225 as long as we hold 220. For a few more, we have Coin. Coin dipped very close to my price target. I was talking about how it might be testing 284. We actually had 286, so it came a little bit, it came very close. As long as we try to hold that, we could be bouncing and trying to slowly inch our way closer to 300. We need to break 300 to remain bullish. Otherwise, you're going to be looking for a lot of chop between 290 and 300, so just keep that in mind. Amazon's looking a bit more bullish. We have a nice accumulation-like structure. If we were to lose 233, we're looking for a dip back down towards 230. As long as we're above 233, we're looking for an attempt to get up to 235 plus. So I think Amazon is favoring the upwards direction. For Meta, we have a nice looking double bottom like structure right here. We're forming a double bottom. I'm going to be looking for an attempt to push back up towards 636. And if that breaks, we're looking for 640. If we end up losing support at 630, we're looking for a dip to about 625. But I'm thinking that this is favoring a push for 635 or above. So overall, Meta is looking a bit more bullish. For Microsoft, we look a bit more bullish. As long as we don't end up losing 440, we're favoring an attempt to get up to about 448. So I think 448 looks like a nice target. We're looking a bit more bullish. Google, as long as we don't lose 200, I want to see it break 202. If we break that, we're going to continue to pump all the way up to 205 and 210. I think we look a bit more bullish on Google, so there's a lot more buyers who are stepping in. Despite that, the VIX is barely holding this support. It's very flat right now. It could still dip lower, at least nonetheless. So give this more time to develop. Anyways, as far as Tesla goes, we're holding support very, very well. I hope we continue to do this. As long as we're above this blue trend, we do favor slowly uptrending. So Tesla's still doing a good job at holding support. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be back in a couple of hours for another update. Until then, thank you and peace out.